Hands in. Everybody get their hands in right here.
Everybody their hands in. Coach. Coach.
Hey,
do I get to play? Do I get to play
put
this
your fucking
round,
hand
Coach?
in the circle.
Okay, Coach.
All right.
Hey, Coach. I have another question. Am I on offense?
Okay, just
Coach. I know you don't want to hear this right now. I have to go pee. I'm sorry. I know you do not want to hear this right now.
If you weren't the owner's son, you'd be kicked off this team faster than a Formula One car driving the last lap. Do you hear me, son?
Coach, I forgot the orange slices. Coach, I'm so sorry.
Continuing
Tonight on Two C's in a Pod.
96.7 on your... Two C's in a pod, 2 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 C's because we're 2 C's in a pod, just like 2 C's in a pod, 2 C's in a pod at gmail.com.
And that brings in one episode of Two C's in a Pod with your two favorite hosts, my name being Coach Cameron, and our useless player's name,
Coach Cameron Osborne over here on the 2 Season Pod. Of course, your favorite sports talk, radio talk show.
Sports Talk, Shock Rock.
Playing
all the hits.
Welcome back to another week. Really excited. It's gonna be a great show this week. You know, it's we may have had slower, times off, but that doesn't mean that the world doesn't keep spinning.
Yeah, I think we're still making the best of what we got. We got some fun games planned today, and plus I have a new game that we're going to debut this week. I didn't tell Cam about it, so this is news to him. It's going to be Munchies Madness, where we're going to do...
You're telling me now. You could have even surprised me. Let's kick off the show with a fun game.
Let's kick off the show with a fun game.
Yeah, there we go, Cam. Of course,
right.
We are going to get to the rest of the show later. We do have a very exciting edition of Weather and Traffic. Maybe we watch the Oceans franchise. But let's get ourselves going, Cam, because you have a new game for us.
The new game is I ranked my top 8 fast food choices and put them in a bracket. 1 playing 8, 2 playing 7, so forth and so forth.
Okay.
I will give you 5 seconds for each round or for each thing, and you will tell me who your pick is.
Ooh.
And we have a bracket going all the way down here.
Fast food, this is interesting, Cam. You and I are not really fast food people to begin with.
No.
So this.
Well, we've all had a little bit, and I think we all know what we do and don't like.
Okay. Now, are you gonna say chains or things that they sell at the chains?
No, I'm gonna say the chains themselves.
Okay.
And my rule was they all had to be drive-through.
Okay, I guess that makes sense.
It'll make sense after when I explain it, because there'll be some exclusions that we almost had. Me and the producers on the West Coast here.
Who's the gaming commission that goes along with this show is ever expanding. Of course, the more subscribers we get, the more listeners we get. We're up to about 150 employees up there at the corporate office.
Yeah, we don't know how we're going to pay for their next paycheck.
Well, we know how we're going to pay for the paychecks, of course, with friends of the show.
Friends of the show, donations.
Who have come on
to
supply to our good deeds. And, but Cam, we're coming back to it. Sorry.
Let's keep rolling in here. I want 1 sentence each time you make your pick as to why. Just a real quick sentence off first top of your head.
Okay.
And the first round is Wendy's versus Taco Bell.
Wendy's, because I've never really been to a Taco Bell. Maybe 2 times.
Next round.
Okay.
Subway versus KFC.
Subway's a no always, because I got food poisoning from it once. So KFC.
Wow. Big news here.
Yeah,
big drama.
Is that a big upset?
We had one of our top contenders dropping out already.
Huge upset, by the way.
Huge upset.
Sports fans.
Round number 3. McDonald's versus Tim Hortons.
That one's tough. I'm going to say McDonald's, just because they have ice cream, better ice cream stuff.
Ooh, I like that answer. And final one of the first round, Harvey's versus Burger King.
Oh, Harvey's, kind of for the same reason as the Taco Bell, just because I never went to Burger King, and Harvey's was way closer.
There we go.
Yeah.
Going out to the second round.
Second
The
round.
final four are
Final
Wendy's,
four.
KFC, McDonald's, and Harvey's. Starting
Okay.
off our bracket, Wendy's versus KFC.
Do I have to give you another reason? Yes. Yeah. I have to-
Why it's
okay.
better.
Yes. Okay.
Or you can say why the other one's worse if you want.
Makes sense. you playing defensively. You know.
Let's hear it. 5, 4. It's Wendy's versus KFC. 3.
Oh, you didn't see. You didn't say.
I did say it. You
No,
weren't
you didn't. No,
listening.
you didn't. I was totally listening. I'm gonna say Wendy's because of Frosties. Yeah, ice
we
cream
go.
stuff.
Awesome. And eliminator here. McDonald's versus Harvey's.
This one's tough. McDonald's because of coffee options.
Wow. And we're going right to the wire here. The two big burger franchises.
tough.
One with the lady with the red hair. The other one with the clown nose. It's Wendy's versus McDonald's.
Oh.
Your time starts now.
I'm going to say Wendy's because it's cooler to close and not be open 24 hours a day.
Ding, 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 ding. Fresh, never frozen Wendy's. And we have a winner on both sides. Both parties agree Wendy's is the number one franchise of that.
That was madness.
List there.
That was 5 seconds of madness. 4 seconds of madness. X
Yeah.
amount of seconds of madness.
Some may ask, Kim, it's the end of April. Why are you doing March Madness brackets? And I say because everything got delayed, including this game.
Fantastic. March Madness. I hope this is something that can come back next week and even the week after that because, just because it's April doesn't mean it's not March Madness. Just because it's almost May. It's gonna be May. And it's March Madness all the time. That was fantastic.
Maybe next time I'll do Tarantino movies for you.
You could. I mean, I guess this is the fun, the madness, the madness of it all.
The madness begins.
That was great. And
Tune in next week.
Wendy's, yeah. Wendy's, I'm confident with that answer.
Yeah, see, I had Subway as number 2. I never got food poisoning from them, but I like how they have those fresh options, and it doesn't really stand out for you because you didn't get that fresh option.
That's a good point. I sort of cast that one by the wayside. And it's true. In Newmarket, there was... I mean, it's really just proximity. Kind of the opposite side of where I lived was the Taco Bell and the Burger King. I had no reason to ever go to a Taco Bell or Burger King. And the Dairy Queen was there too. I've never had warm food from Dairy Queen. I know it's a thing though. I know it is something that exists.
Dairy Queen wasn't even on the list here.
But I'm just saying, like, it's another fast food place,
I thought A&W and
same thing. I've had
Could've been on
A&W
there.
twice, maybe.
yeah, it's not great. I mean, I would definitely put it pretty low on the list there. When I was talking to the producers about this, they suggested putting Manchu Wok on there, but
yeah.
I said has to be a fast food. And then there was discussion around the round table after some whiteboarding sessions about putting Starbucks on there. But
Now I heard that made a big stir. Fry because a lot of people at the meeting, I got CC'd on a lot of information and some pretty hurtful words were said back and forth. Cam, do you have anything to comment on? I mean,
Yeah,
I know
two
some
people
of... I was BCC'd on some things that you were sending over that sounded pretty hurtful.
yeah, 2 people are no longer working for CNC Corporation, so Triple C. Yeah, we don't say their names anymore. They are dead to us. Don't try and tell me that Starbucks belongs on that list.
And this was a hot topic all around the office all week, and I'm really glad that we finally made it happen.
Yeah. So that concludes the segment there. Did you want me to build a list next week for you, or do you want to build one for me?
Yeah, I'll work on one for you, and then maybe we work on ones for each other's, and then we can see how that can go.
By the way, your mustache is looking fucking good.
The mustaches are coming in. Between the two of us, Cam, I'm gonna lean in a little bit more just so you can kind of see what's happening here. This mustache is fantastic. It was a fantastic game that we just played. Cam. Moving on here with the show, of course. A little sports related tidbit that you had last week. This episode 19, of course. Cam, what's your favorite number 19?
Steve Eiserman.
This one should be easy. Joe Sakic. That's the real answer here, folks. But Cam, I knew that you were going to say that. Big news here in the studio, though, because we got a phone line. We did actually get a phone line coming into the show, and it is really exciting because we put together one of the supporters of the show, one of the friends of the podcast, to call in, and this is exciting. We got a phone line. We called Rogers and asked for a direct line.
They were obviously compared with Bell as well.
They were with
right.
Bell, of course. They were so confused why we wanted a hard line. They didn't really understand, but either way, we're really excited. And we over at Bill, of course, our producer. Is he on?
Producer slash
I guess,
audio.
yeah, he's also our producer. He's I think the only one of the employees we've actually named.
There's Jim the intern.
Craig, there was somebody who was in charge of the contracts, and this is the worst part because we're just BCC'd in so many emails.
Yeah, a lot of whiteboarding sessions
all the time that it's really difficult for us. It's really difficult for us all the time. This is fantastic though because it's great.
And I think we're having a caller connect here.
This is the caller. Is that what that red button is? See, I saw that red button and I just didn't press it because.
Don't worry. Bill's not making it past this
bit.
episode. He should be taking care of these things.
Yeah, someone should be taking care of these calls. Okay.
Honestly, it might be my fault because the cell reception is pretty bad here in prison.
Here in prison, live from prison, folks. Folks on this really exciting of the podcast. Welcome to the show for the first time. The voice of Felicia Saitoti. Hi, Felicia.
Hey guys, it's really nice to be on the show. I'm glad I got to finally talk to you.
I mean, it is so nice to talk to you, of course, after we heard such incredible things from you. I just got to get the the elephant in the room here. Now you have some money, and you reached out to us. About a way to sort of facilitate this money, and it was in our bank account like the next day, just like your promise was.
Yeah, of course.
But like you just said, you're in prison, which is something that it's a bit weird. You seemed like so charitable at the time. Please explain what happened.
Yeah, I'm not sure. For some reason, they don't like when you kill your father and your husband. So they said, even though you have all this money and you're offering to give half of it to us, we're still going to take you to prison. And the shitty thing is they took the money anyway.
Now wait. So I thought it was that your ex-husband kamikazed the plane into your dad's father's plane.
Your stories are starting to get a little mixed up.
It definitely wasn't me flying, and I didn't parachute. That was just a rumor that someone else started. Sometimes, I've been reading all the tabloids lately, but you're right. It was my husband flying,
and it
wasn't me.
Kind of like kamikazed in some kind of way. So did the courts believe that maybe you convinced him to perform this act? Why would you do this? I mean, tell me the truth, Felicia.
Well, there have been allegations that I was actually the one flying the helicopter.
Okay.
You got 3 minutes, Felicia. Hurry the hell up.
Hey, whoever that is.
It's the prison guard.
Yeah, so they're saying I don't have much time left. But basically, to try to get the story straight, I tried to tell him, let me know if you're going to kamikaze my father. And he just didn't, he wasn't having it. He left in a huff that day. He said, I'm just going to go get some cigarettes, which is exactly what my father said before I never saw him again. And next thing I know, there's a helicopter crash 3 feet from my balcony.
3 feet from wait, like the epicenter of the crash was 3 feet from the balcony, or like the furthest out kind of point.
Probably around the epicenter.
Yeah,
they ended up crashing into the house after that.
Okay.
Prison has actually worked out because I'd be homeless if it wasn't for this.
I mean,
So what happened to all the money? Did you just you have nothing left?
No, I definitely didn't hide it somewhere. So stop asking.
so stop asking about the money because
Yeah. Everyone has been. And, I don't mean to sound short. It's just I get that question a lot. Like, hey, millions of dollars have gone missing. And I said, well, if someone hid it, I would know because I would have been that person. And I'm telling you, I didn't. So obviously, it's nowhere to be found.
it's nowhere to be.
Say, Tony, get the hell out of the phone booth. We gotta keep
This
place moving.
I'm sorry, guys. Seems like I'm being called back to anal duty. So I'm going to have to go for now.
So many more questions. We're really just scratching the surface of your story. I really think it is. I think we do need to let this oafish sounding comically prison guard. We don't want to upset him because I think prison
he has a
in Kenya,
large penis, so it hurts when he gets upset.
Right. Oh, that's odd. But okay, Felicia, thanks so much for using your time to call us. I mean, I know you don't get much calling time, and next time you do, we'd love to have you back on the show.
Yeah, for sure. I'd love to be back. Take care, guys, and try not to get to prison.
We will. We'll do our best. We'll do our best. And did I just hang up on Felicia?
Yeah. But still unsure why she called.
Well, I guess. Well, we got the phone line.
We got the
I
phone line.
guess.
How'd she get her number?
How'd she get the number? Well, I do include folks at home, of course. You can email the show at twoceesinapod@gmail.com. I will give you all of our contact information. I'll give you a list of where we live, what our schedules are, what we're scared of. Both like physically and emotionally, what our loved ones look like. I include all that in the 2C's level 1 sponsor package.
The automatic reply.
That's an automatic reply. You automatically receive just a full zip folder, audio files of what we sound like. Our favorite places to shop, all that sort of personal information. I guess she just sort of sifted through that and was able to call the podcast.
Incredible. Well, it's I guess that's our first ever guest. We're happy to have it.
Yes, this was our first guest on the show. This was a lot of fun. To hopefully she reaches out again. I'd love that. Hopefully,
love that. Wow. I mean, where do we even tail off from there? I guess the secrets are revealed. How we're gonna pay all our employees. Obviously, the external funding from Felicia. This is Say Toady to you.
Well, that's a good point. I mean, of course, Sophia Lucas also gave us a large sum of cash.
Ah, yes, Sophia Lucas.
And of course, Aisa Al Gaddafi. Don't forget about her. So
Big Tobacco.
Big Tobacco, Big Travel, Big Disney, Big Cinema.
Corporate greed.
I think we might have said that
Big
one
Tarantino.
point. It's like Big Cinema. I don't remember what that one was, but we're against out all of them.
Yeah. Well, thank you all for supporting the show. Yeah, I guess plowing ahead here. I wish I could tell you that I watched Ocean's 11, but I didn't. I didn't really want to. I had the time to, and I didn't prioritize it, nor did I want to.
Damn.
Did you?
Of course.
Damn it.
No, it was fantastic. We watched like all 3 of them. It was great.
Really?
Had a lot of fun. Had a lot of fun doing it. I was
kind of expecting I knew what the plot was gonna be, so I didn't really want to watch it.
Oh, you don't know what's gonna happen.
You don't think so? I'm gonna say you're gonna think they're gonna get caught, and then they get caught, and then they go, "That's what we wanted you to think." And then it does that flashback scene.
Yeah, but what if they got caught and then it was like, that's what we want you to think, but then there was somebody else who was like, oh, well, even catching you was what we wanted you to think that we were doing. But actually, we were not getting caught, not doing anything.
Interesting.
Right? It's a lot of twists and turns.
I mean, I haven't seen it, so I can't really comment on it. So I apologize for the listeners at home who wanted to hear me take my opinion on Ocean's 11.
Of course, we had great feedback after all of your hot takes, but from dusk till dawn. I think a lot of fans were waiting for you to, what this multiracial family is like, and just kind of, although it's a group of friends, friends become family.
I did watch a Netflix series during the week.
That's great. I also watched.
You want me to get into it? Or
you could pontificate as far or as near as you choose.
Yeah. Well, what did you watch, Cam? It sounds like you did as well.
I watched Oceans 11, 12, and 13.
No, you said you watched a Netflix series during the week.
No, I was just saying. I was just bullshitting.
Oh, you're just talking. I would highly recommend this to anyone. The Formula One Drive to Survive. It's a docu-series, like 8 episodes per, of the Formula One 2018 and 2019 season, full of drama, mayhem, blood, sweat, and a few tears.
Wow.
Highly recommend. Didn't think I would like it that much because I didn't think I liked Formula One.
Any jizz? You seem to mention all the other. Did jizz or shit
Bodily
ever
fluids?
make it in?
I don't think they ever talked about pooping.
Never talked
Not even
about
once.
shit or jizz. So not all the body fluids, but you are going to
Just
get a
about.
fair amount of them. You're going to get blood, sweat, and tears.
Yeah, there's definitely
That's
a lot of
3 of the big ones.
Yeah, it was great though. Just there's so much when you're at that high level of racing. There's so much money involved with it. So there's so much politics involved with it, and there's so much speed. Right, these guys are going 300 kilometers an hour on the track,
And then they're doing a lot of speed because they're driving at such a high speed.
Possibly.
Yeah.
But Cam, if you're looking for a show, and for listeners looking for a show, I highly recommend that one to cure some of the boredom that's likely going on.
And Cam, what if people are not looking for a show? What would you have to say to them?
I would say I got a book for you then.
Oh, this is turned into Cam's little recommendation station. So I'm going to let you keep going.
All right. Well, the book I recommend to you is a book called Endurance, and it's all about Edward Shackleton's journey to the Antarctic Circle in 1914. During the trip, the boat does get stuck, and obviously it's 1914, so there's not really a radio they could use to call
They can't
for help.
call out get
Right,
kids.
so
Kids, are you listening right now? He can't even call the guy.
Listen, they tried making TikTok videos, but they weren't getting any views.
No views. Imagine what's more embarrassing than getting no views on your TikTok.
So, absolutely fantastic story of the people who endured, the 27 men who endured the time on the Antarctic Circle on the ice, and their way to try and get home if they ever made it. Almost at the end of the book, so highly recommend that. And if not that, then I don't know. Learn a new skill or something.
It sounds fantastic. Learn a new skill. Practice for climbing Mount Everest, maybe. Who knows? Maybe when all this is over,
it wasn't Everest. It was
you might
Antarctic.
see yourself, climbing the Antarctic?
Yeah. No, not climbing. Just
just
trying to get to
getting
it.
there. Just getting there?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Just get there. Train for it. You gotta train at low temperatures and carrying all that gear. And also just the dreary life of 1914. I mean, it kind of sucked.
They didn't even have waterproof boots.
No, they didn't do much. But we can walk up with our nice, mountain equipment co-op.
Yeah,
Our nice bags, all those sorts of things. Protein gels to keep us going. Jesus Christ there, Cam. Cam's going down the wrong pipe, if you know what I mean. Oh, my God. He's...
Yeah, sorry. That was a small piece of ice that went down exactly what you said. The wrong pipe. Hopefully I don't have one more.
The wrong pipe. Imagine if you only had one pipe. Then it'd all go down the same
what?
way. Yeah.
Oh, I guess.
I guess we had 2 pipes. I only think about ever having one thing down. I never think about it stretching, expanding, going to something new. A new pipe. Think about it, Cam. There's 2 pipes in you. See, when I think of my body like on the insides, I picture, the guy with the tube, he kind of like his mouth is open, the tube goes down, goes into his neck hole.
I know the diagram you're talking about.
Of course, you're you're a medical professional. You know exactly what diagram I'm talking about.
It's on the wall. A lot of walls.
It's on the wall in the office, of course. I mean, you're spending a lot of time these days Zoom calling from the very seat that you're in right now. Cam, behind you, there's a lot of books set up, meant to look like, maybe like you're in a doctor's office. It looks like you have maybe some faux awards somewhere back there, like plaques. Like they almost look like they're degrees back there.
Yeah, I'm thinking about renovating this office, but I haven't got there yet.
Nah, it looks great. The mahogany vibe. It looks like you're doing well.
Just looks like wealth.
Exactly, that's what it is. There's you have your name plate at the front of your desk, which is pretty cool. That says Leclerc. It doesn't even say like C. Leclerc or Mr. Leclerc. It just says.
Well, I got it from my father.
Of course. Who was a trained medical professional, just like yourself, but was an actual doctor.
Him? Well, I mean, I think we just use the term doctor more liberally than the traditional definition.
Of course, and he uses it in the
doctors.
sense that he has a doctorate. He practices medicine on a daily basis. He's a heart surgeon.
I think the
what I
question
recall
is what is medicine, right?
That's a good point. Medicine could be everything from popping a pill to smelling some sage, and possibly everything in between.
Exactly. So I don't like to put borders around what I call medicine.
Except healing crystals, right? You're cool with just kind of nixing on those things?
Have you ever met someone that's into healing crystals?
Yeah.
And how did that go?
Nah. It just didn't go well.
Was it like a date or something?
No, just... I think I've... Maybe. I definitely gone on... Yeah. No, they're weird. Yeah, they're fun people.
That's it? They're fun
I would never
people?
talk to somebody too much about it.
How about if someone brings up on a first date what's it? Is it astrology or what's the thing called?
Astrology, like your sign, and you're like,
all that
Libra.
stuff.
On a first date?
Second date. First date went really well.
First date went really well.
Second day, they're like it, but it's just like a subtle reference where
are they? Like, and I'm presuming by what you're saying is that it's not sarcastic.
It's like you say something and then they're like, "Sorry, when's your birthday?" And you're like, "This like such a classic."
Okay, yeah, no. If they
Cleopatra or whatever they call it.
Yes, Cam, you're a Cleopatra. If it was brought up like I did something and then was asked, "Oh, when's your birthday?" Because that sort of has the if I did something that's different. That's different than if I just did something and was told, "Oh, you're such a Scorpio." Like that's such a Scorpio move or something like that, you know?
Yeah, that'd be a hard no for me if someone's like, "Oh, such a Scorpio move." Like, sorry, what was that? They're like,
yeah, unless it's being used ironic somehow. That's just not something you share with. Yeah, that's just not something you share with someone. Yeah, because if you're making fun of it, it's like.
Yeah, I guess
it's like I've never seen Sex in the City, and I talk about this one all the time. Where it's like I've never seen Sex in the City, but I understand the joke of you're such a Carrie or you're such a Miranda.
Oh, see,
it's like I understand the joke, and I'm saying it, and there is like it's.
What does it mean
it's
though?
An ironic thing.
What's a carrier?
Well, those are two names of the characters. So if you're acting in a certain way, you're acting like the character type. Do you know what those ways are? Not really, but it's a Sex in the City.
It's more so just you say it.
It's like a thing that some people understand, and I've never seen the show to understand what it's saying. Because I think if there's some kind of ironic twist to it, then hey. Maybe you're trying to be funny. Maybe you're trying to make me laugh.
Right, and that goes on Cam's. Cam keeps a small book on every first date and has a side that says good or bad, and he just puts little tick marks beside it.
I'm always making little lists. It's not creepy at all. A lot of people make lists to make big decisions in their life, and I'm no different. I sort of have the way I do it. I sort of have like I've torn holes on the inside of my pockets to my pants, right? And then if something good happens, I have a little pen in my pocket. I just give myself a little tick on my leg, right? And then if it's bad, it's on the left. And at the end of the date, when I get home, I'm going, take off your pants, and then I count how many ticks are on each leg. And if the right side wins, we're going for date number 2.
Interesting.
Yeah.
See, I'm much more to the theory where I tell them at the end of the date, I go, okay, so I've made a series of lists here. Here's the top 5 things I don't like about you.
Wait, here's a top 5. What I don't like. Top 5 things I don't like about you. We got rid of 5 right off the bat. I thought it was 10 things I hate about you.
Yeah, but I thought some of them were too niche.
Great.
I don't know. It's a way, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
It's a dating way. Like, I can't imagine dating right now is easy. So maybe you just gotta make sure you do it once, you do it right, and you don't have any questions about it.
There you go. It's more of a one and done, as it were.
Hey, did you hear about all these fines that are getting slapped on people for being outside? Has that been going around Toronto yet?
It was funny. We were my roommate and I were talking about it happening if it ever would happen, and later that night we did hear a story of like 20 kids in Brampton.
Oh, really?
Who were at like a backyard fucking fire, like a backyard barbecue, and the cops came and slapped fines on all of them. There was 20
on
to 20.
All of them.
Yeah, there's 20 to 25 of them or something. It was weird.
Fuck.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Some good tax money there. See, I'm okay with it dropping 20, but I've heard a few stories about like a coworker of mine, their two brothers went out and played ball, and they gave them a $880 fine.
880? What an odd
warning.
number. What an odd specific number.
Yeah. It's absolute nonsense in my mind. For like two brothers. Like $880. So I mean, it's definitely a good scare tactic, because I am done playing basketball. I'll tell you that much.
Because you had been going to the court.
I had been going to the courts, and I'm like, it's me alone.
Photos.
I don't see the problem. Yeah, and then they say that, I'm like, fuck. I mean, I could always just try and run away, but it's real. I mean, you could just try and run.
You do have your Air Jordans on. You could have just ran right out of there.
Yeah. And I mean, that is an option. It's just what % of people are going to start chasing you, and then it's just like, oh.
Now it's a whole thing.
Now it's a thing.
Because it's one thing to get an $880 fine for being in public. It's another thing for like running away from the cops and getting caught.
Yeah, or getting like tased or something. Then you're like, yeah, you were evading the law. You're like,
yeah, because this is different than being in high school and like the cops coming to like scatter out a backyard party.
Yeah.
Or we used to have parties at a park. At Bayview Park, there was just, a couple soccer fields, baseball diamond, and a bunch of jungle gyms. And then we like people would organize the events on Facebook and invite everybody, and then we would all show up. Old school Facebook days too for those kids at home. Back when you couldn't message people, for one, or comment on posts, so every single message to somebody was like wall to wall. Do you remember that? Do you remember that old time of Facebook? Yeah, that's what I was saying.
We're Facebook user.
We're curbing like 2008 around this one. Kids at home, let me know. Let us know if you remember old Facebook. twoceesinapod@gmail.com.
Not com.
Yeah,
I don't remember so we would. I remember setting up the parties that way.
Yeah, we would set up. Yeah, and then cops would come, and then you would kind of like scatter, and everybody run away.
I remember one time I was going to one of those parties, and I brought a backpack with me, and my parents were like, "What's in the backpack?" I'm like, "Nothing." And they're like, "Can we see?" And I immediately ran. And then they're like, "Did you move something in the backpack?" I'm like, "Nope, nothing. I just had to go to the washroom."
So what'd you take out, or what'd you put in?
Just like booze.
Yeah. What grade? What do you
was
expect,
this? Right?
Yeah, my parents never checked my backpack.
It happened one time.
Never happened. No, I always left my house with a backpack. Maybe that's why it wasn't like.
Yeah, that's the thing.
I didn't question if I didn't, or if I did have a backpack. It's like, yep, Cameron always has a backpack.
I remember hearing the story one time about a colleague of ours, a friend of ours, that was bringing a big bong with them in a backpack. And then their dad asked them, like, hey, what's in the backpack? He's like, oh, nothing. And he's like, well, why are you bringing it? He's like, I guess I can leave it at home, can't I? And then he went upstairs and came back with giant coats on, like big winter coats. We're like, guys, it's like 20 degrees out. You're like, never know what the weather's going to be like in Brampton. Am I right? It's like, I guess. Like, what's all that clanging going on in your jacket? You're like, gotta go. Bus is coming.
Do you have glass bottles in your jacket? No, I don't. Yeah, see, that's something. I never had that problem. And then once I got my G2 and I had my van, I was able to leave any of my things in there. So, like, booze, we probably would have, like, got and then brought it straight to the place we were
never last long
going to consume
never really
it.
Had it just
it wasn't like we just had, we never had extra booze, or, you know, it would be at somebody's house who was able to properly secure it, or the place we would always meet up at. That's where all the shenanigans would live.
Yeah, I remember those days. Those were fun and careless days.
Yeah, man. If 13 years ago, if you would have told us, hey guys, you're going to be stuck inside for a little bit doing a delayed radio show once a week, I wouldn't have believed him.
I would have said,
I said that sounds insane. Doesn't sound that unrealistic.
Doesn't sound that crazy. You're like, okay, I'm not sure why I'd be doing that, though. But sure, if you say so, future self. It's just bizarre. That's the one thing you'd tell me, of all things, that's your future prediction. Not like, invest in this, or like, watch out for these mistakes you're going to make. It's like, come here. It's like, are you me from the future? Like, yeah, just listen. 13 years from now, you're going to be doing a delayed radio show. You're like, okay, anything else? Or like, I'm gone. I was never here.
And then they disappear into the wall.
You're like,
or something.
okay, sure, yeah. I mean, I don't know what that was supposed to mean. It doesn't sound like anything
You're hoping someone would have told you what sports game to bet on, maybe.
Yeah, you're just hoping for something of value.
You know, invest in this, but no. The future has a way of happening either way. You know, so maybe all the choices we had to make in our life, Cam, to get to this delayed radio show, they had to happen, you know.
And this delayed radio show as a consistent feature of some fun games. And let's segue into those, big fella. Let's always start off with our personal favorites, or some of the fans, or none of our personal favorites. I prefer the other one, actually.
Say the title.
A-I-J-I-J-I-K.
Cam, you're a salesperson.
That's a working title, as they call it in the biz.
You're a salesperson by trade, aren't you?
Mm-hmm. Yes, yeah.
You did not sell us on that on that segue. You did not sell us. You should have us in the palm of your hand every show. You know, we should just be quivering with anticipation.
What am I gonna say next? Well, I do have a good one this week. I feel like I've shit the bed a little bit in the past, so I felt a little bit bad. But this one, I think I came with some good fire.
Because you literally shit the bed. This happened last time too.
I didn't think we were gonna talk about it. But
you weren't able to record in the other room because you just got kicked out. The sheets, the mattress, the box frame, shit.
Little stinky.
Little stink, and then you started that SoundCloud rapper page called Lil Stinky. Shortly after, you kind of sing these like trap songs,
and they're always offbeat.
I know they're always about poo.
Yeah,
is this something like we would love to hear one of those songs later?
Yeah, we'll see if we can squeeze it in here.
Lil Stinky wants to squeeze it in, folks. Squeeze it out. But we're playing for Uncle Gigi. More of that later. So, Cam, I guess by that introduction, you want to kick it off.
I'm gonna kick it off here. So
Okay,
yeah, come on in the
fantastic.
elevator. Come on in the Jim, come here, come here. You're coming the same floor as I am, right? Come on, get in the fucking elevator.
Are you the
Get
same?
in the fucking elevator.
Jesus Christ! Are you the same shady accent guy from last week? The one who
Listen,
tried to sell
listen.
me the awning.
It's gonna be a cold winter. Okay, can you agree with me on that?
Well, as we all know, it is currently December 14th. So it is going to be a cold winter, probably. We live in
All right,
Norway.
skip the yip yap.
where I
Skip the yip
imagine
yap.
it's
How
always-
are you gonna heat your home? Are you gonna use gas? It's useless. Come on, what are you gonna do?
Well, we tried doing the gas thing for a little while. We thought maybe if me and my family, I have 4 boys, the 5 of us and my wife, my second wife rather, she's not there. She's not their mother. We're just gonna run around the house really, really fast and hopefully try to generate the body heat.
It's not gonna do a damn thing. It's not gonna do a
We think it
damn
might be
thing.
worth a try.
Listen,
Okay.
Why don't just use the fire pit you have inside the fireplace, the fire stove?
That's true. We do have a fireplace. It's actually off in the east wing of the house, and I think the family spends most of the time in the south foyer. But what are you suggesting?
Well, I know that you can always move your shit over there, but listen, what do you need to make a fire? You need wood.
We need wood. You need some oxygen, of course. I know you need some oxygen.
That shit's expensive.
That shit is expensive. It's not just free, oxygen just isn't in the air around us that we breathe.
No, the wood.
Oh, the wood.
So I got a deal
the
for
wood
you.
is also pretty expensive, I guess.
You need some firewood? got a deal for you.
I would love some firewood.
All right. It's a free. I got free firewood for you. I got one little thing though.
Oh,
I just
okay.
have there's a few trees that line up near my fence. You can cut and chop as many as you want, but you just can't take one. You have to take the whole thing, okay? So I'll find the wood. You just got to come chop it yourself.
Oh, so I don't have like firewood I can start using now. It's firewood that I can use in months. Like after it's December 14th. How this firewood's not going to be dry until.
Listen, I'm not going to provide
Anyway,
your
I have
insurance.
to do all the work. Myself.
Yeah, well, you said you had 4 boys, okay? I'm not responsible for any harm or damage or liability. I'm going to make you sign a waiver before you come start working, but it's all yours. 2-3 years, you'd be laughing. You'd be laughing.
Will my 4 strong boys and their stepmother need to sign permission slips also?
Maybe you just leave your wife with me for a little bit, and we'll call it a deal. Huh?
Okay, that sounds great. Thank you, sir.
And that is in Minnesota. There was a guy who's...
Keep going. Yeah, what the fuck's that about, Cam?
He is in Minnesota, and he said you can free firewood, just chop the trees down yourself. So you're like, is it really like... He just wants to have someone to cut down trees at his house for him.
It sounds like, he just wants some free labor.
Yeah, it's not really offering anything for free. It's more like, I need labor.
Yeah, more just like, hey, can somebody do this for me? But I don't want to pay an arborist.
Is that what they're called, arborist?
That's what they're called, Cam. This is the Arborist Hour, where we've spent enough time introducing the show. We're welcome back to Arborist Hour, where we spend the next hour talking about our favorite trees. Episode 1, the mighty sequoia.
The mighty sequoia. Brought to you by Steel chainsaws.
Steel chainsaws. Cut down the thing that we're doing our podcast about with steel chainsaws. And that was it for the Arborist Hour. Very excited to bring that back next week. My favorite segments, as we all know. Cam, the game's not over yet though, because I got something for you. So how about we do this?
Let's hear it.
Okay. Ah, shit. Sorry. Can I hate to be rude, but I think I have some. Do I have something on my back? Do I have bird shit on my back? On my back of my coat?
Maybe it looks like maybe a seal got you or something.
Oh, that's okay. It comes off really easy. So it's gone. See, it's gone off the back of my coat.
That's why they call it dry cleaning.
That's why they call it dry cleaning, right? You know, I mean, even I handle all my birds in my dry cleaning. Oh, I should mention, I'm sorry, I have birds. I don't know if you knew that about me. I
didn't. I mean,
I like collecting birds. Isn't that cool?
So you're what they call a.
I don't know. I don't know what they call me. I would call myself a normal person.
Ornithologist?
A normal person with normal interests. But that's neither here nor there. I mean, Mike, you're my best friend. We've been best friends for 15 years, right? We've
okay.
Well, I mean, certainly, I was the best man in your wedding 10 years ago. To my sister. I'm the godfather to all 3 of your children.
I'm just saying they weren't my decisions, okay?
Well, regardless of how you feel about me, you do know that my racing pigeons, that both you and my sister have a stake in my racing pigeons. And
I think Carrie told me something about that.
I mean, unfortunately, you know, my current health situation, because I'm well into my 80s. Because my current health situation, I can't care for my birds anymore. So I need to get rid of all 12 of my racing pigeons.
Sorry, what does a racing pigeon do? I know I gave you a lot of money for it, but I honestly
the pigeons that I race. I use the money. I use the contest winning money to buy you that home in San Fernando, California. You know the Ferrari that had the big bow on it a couple months ago when it said "Happy Birthday, Mike" from your brother-in-law. You don't remember any of these? You don't remember any of these things? I think you rode to work today you're wearing the Ferrari sunglasses that came for free in the Ferrari.
I thought. All right, what can I do for you?
I mean, if you want to take these pigeons from me, these racing pigeons at no cost, I'm looking for someone who can take them. I have all of the Colombo file. No. The thing that I guess they stay in, it's like a bunch of stacked up shoeboxes. I don't even remember. I don't remember what it's called, but I definitely can't pronounce it. But it looks like a bunch of stacked up shoeboxes, and that's where I guess all the pigeons hang out. If you've seen Mike Tyson Mysteries, you know kind of what I'm talking about.
Those things, yeah.
You know those things. Well, you're a young kid. I mean, I'm old. I'm in my mid 80s. I've never seen Mike Tyson Mysteries. If you want all this, if you want all this, they're yours. We can split the shipping cost if we need to. Call me because I'm 80 and I don't have a landline. Thanks.
So how do I call you then?
951. And scene, Cam. That is goddamn right. This dude's selling 12 racing pigeons, San Fernando, California. They're all like it is actually kind of cool. So I'm looking through. He has posted all like their information because these are tracked birds, right? So they all have like beside their they all have their names with a serial number, type of bird, all sort of, everything's kind of highlighted. And I guess this guy just can't care for his fucking birds anymore. So if you're in the San Fernando Valley area, there's some birds that are looking for a home. It's in California.
Cool. Wow. Well, there's some pretty good finds this week, I would say. I'd say yours is maybe a little bit better than mine, but mine has a fun backstory to it.
It's not all about winning or losing, Cam, especially on the radio, because this isn't a competitive show, I don't think.
That's what losers say.
That's a good point. That is what losers say.
We're not competing. As you say when you're
I just don't
literally
think
doing anything.
Well, if we're competing, who's winning? Folks, let us know. twoceesinapod@gmail.com. The only way for us to know is votes.
If what are we in?
What are we competing on? And who's winning? I almost said winning. And that was that game. Cam, let's
this next one we can actually compete at though.
Before we get to the games, very exciting. Let's take a look out the window here. Weather and traffic for you.
Weather and traffic.
Weather and traffic is here right now. Weather and traffic don't have a cow. We're seeing some gray skies, gray blue skies. You know, it's kind of rainy.
Yes, I see
super
the
windy
same,
today.
Yeah, looks like a chance of nighttime coming soon. We're gonna say 80
just
to 90
a chance,
chance of
just a chance, because it was weird, Cam. There was that one day last week where nighttime didn't come. The sun just kind of stayed, and then the sun needed a rest. It was too tired of moving around all the time.
They're saying that there's a chance of clouds in the sky over the next week. We're not sure when and how many of them. Other than that, it looks like tomorrow the sun will rise at some point.
Oh, thank God. I love it when that sun rises, don't you? It's so fun.
As for traffic, we're expecting 10 to 20,000 cars on the road. No, it's not 10,000. It's the number 10 to 20,000 cars on the road at any area at any point. So best time to get to work is anytime between now and tomorrow.
Which is exactly when you want to get to work, Cam. I'm looking out my crowded window right now, and I'm not seeing much. I'm not seeing many cars. There was no line at the No Frills today. There were so few people out and about. It was I was in shock and awe. Do
you have the one-way things at the food base or wherever you go?
The Loblaws is doing one-way aisles. The No Frills is not, but the No Frills has way more lanes open than the Loblaws does.
Interesting.
So it's weird. Like the No Frills, you wait inside to get, at No Frills, you wait outside the building to get inside. Because once you're inside, it's a fucking breeze. Nobody's in there. You have to pick all your shit.
Love it.
Nobody's at the cashiers. You pay, but at Loblaws, it's like you wait inside. You wait in line to pay for stuff. Like we waited in line for 25 minutes just a couple days ago. In line waiting to pay at Loblaws. It was weird. Just odd. It was odd. I don't know. I'll figure it out.
I was at a grocery store the other day and they had the one-way lanes, and some lady with a mask
freaking out at you. Yeah.
No, I was going the right way. She was going the wrong way. I went to yell at her and be like, "There's fucking rules here. Can you not read? I mean, they're not. It doesn't even say words. It's arrows."
It was supposed to be the universal language, pointing of stuff. Apparently not.
Sorry about that, folks. Hey, the thing is, I look at your mustache, Cam, and I want to grow one, but then I look at my mustache in the dark, and I'm like, that gap in the middle just kills me.
You got to let it happen.
The middle doesn't come in.
Because Cam, what I've been doing for my mustache for years, and folks at home, you're listening to 2ceesinapod when we're on for a mustache minute. Of course, sponsored by one of those fucking shaving companies where you throw out the razor and you get a new one. So I've always, we can't be brand specific for legal reasons. I've always trimmed my mustache above my lip always, because I don't like when it hangs down above my lip. But recently, just sort of thought, or being encouraged to let it grow below the lip.
Yeah.
And that's what I've done, and the results have been incredible. So yes, it does cover kind of like my upper lip now. But I always thought
that's not what I'm talking about at all. I'm talking about mine has a big gap in the middle.
Like Elsa did in that movie. You just got to let it grow.
It doesn't though.
Have you thought plugs? I hear they can take like the hair from your butt, put it up on your face.
I think there's plenty there, so I don't see why it'd be a problem.
We explored this option. Folks at home, should Cam get butt hair plugs on his mustache? Let us know. 2ceesinapod@gmail.com. No emails this week, but hoping for some positive feedback after this listener engagement we had. Because, folks, we have the phone line. The phone line is available. Email us at twoceasinapod@gmail.com, and we will give you the entire package of all of the personal information that you need to know where Cam and I are at all moments.
This episode has been wild. Just gone everywhere, every direction, segments within segments within segments, which leads us to our last segment.
It did, Cam. You looked at me as if I was to keep going. It's really dark in your rich mahogany office right now. I couldn't quite see the expression on your face, but Cam, that's right. Folks at home, he's talking about headline or asinine.
Hey, headline or asinine. Headline or asinine.
We all know how the game's played. It's super simple. The news is a messed up place to be. So Cam and I are giving each other
Now that we've got
headlines.
traffic weather out of the way, it's time for news.
We did get traffic and weather out the way. I think we did sports earlier on. I think we have our little pop culture corner that we'll get to
corner.
maybe eventually.
We have to find the most expensive pair of Yeezys online.
We're always looking for shit's prices online. But that's nothing to do with it. We're going to look for 3 headlines back and forth. They might be real, they might be fake, but we got to figure out which one's which. And apparently it's a competition now. Folks at home, are you keeping score?
I've been tracking it the whole
Let
time,
us
and
know.
I'm winning.
What's the score?
Well, I'm going to go first because I'm in the lead.
No. Sounds fantastic, Cam. Let's play it. Let's go.
All right, headline or asinine, otherwise known as Ohio or no Ohio. Minnesota mayor found cyberbullying while gaming online.
Oh man, so they just put out this new Call of Duty game.
Oh, it's great.
And I know duty's a funny word, but we've been playing it a bunch around here lately.
Are you playing
online.
Warzone?
We're playing. We play a we. I don't play that one. We play a version where I can play split screen here, and we can still play online with our friends. So we can have like 5 or 6 of us in a party and just do like normal team stuff. It's great. It's a lot of fun. And sometimes you play those ones with the strangers, with the randos, and you hear what the internet, what the gaming world has to say. Which is insane. I picture all these kids saying terrible things in their bedrooms, and somehow their parents can't hear them. They're just like yelling ethnic slurs and racial slurs and saying all this crazy bullshit, but a grown man doesn't have to worry about his parents maybe hearing him, calling somebody a bad name. This is a grown man. He can do whatever he wants. He can lock himself in his basement. He can yell all the cuss words, and nobody's going to come in after him. Unless you have one of these kids, looks at your gamer tag, they do the whole, like, reverse thing, where they figure out who you are, for swatting. Remember that? It's a thing. And that could have happened to this guy, and it probably did, because we all love talking trash on the internet. That's a headline.
That's asinine. Made it up. It's a lie.
Damn.
Yeah, that's chalk one up for the good guys here.
Chalk one up for the Cam. It's not a competition.
Says who? Says the
I
guy
don't know.
losing.
I
Says
don't
the guy losing.
Okay.
Says the guy down 1-0.
Okay, apparently it's a competition here, folks. Apparently
Who can dupe the other
so.
one with these headlines?
Is it about
Hit me
duping us, or is it about having something for the fans? That's what I think we
I don't
always
know.
need to think
Who
about.
knows anymore? What is life?
I thought it was the show for the fans, but Cam, we're gonna keep moving on. I got a headline for you. Japanese mayor says men should grocery shop during pandemic as women, quote, take a longer time.
Wait, Japanese which person?
Japanese mayor says men should grocery shop during pandemic as women, quote, take a longer time.
Okay, so here's the only thing that catches me off guard here. I read my headline out, and I'm like, there's no mayor of Minnesota. That's much higher level than that. And Japan is a country. But, I mean, it could be that it's a mayor in Japan for a smaller place. Now, do I think that women take longer to shop? Personally, in my experience, the women I have had in my life, yeah, they do. They just do. I'm not saying for everybody.
You're not saying it's everybody.
Not saying for everybody.
Not saying everybody.
Not
You're
saying
just saying
everybody.
that
Hear me
your
out.
limited scope of experience.
My limited scope of experience. It is a lot.
Limited, not a large test
Not
subject
a
group
huge
here,
number.
folks. Not
50,
huge numbers.
75,
75 to 175 max.
100. Yeah, max.
Maximum.
I think it's mostly true, and I think it's a headline.
Well, God damn it, you got to be right, Cam. That is correct. So this was a mayor in a city in Japan. What's it called? I don't know what it's called. Anyways, yeah, no, he just said it. He just said that women take a longer time in the grocery shop because they browse through different products
Right.
and
They're
weigh
more
out
nesters.
which option is best.
It's like that Jerry Seinfeld bit where he says about the how men just flick through channels really quickly, but women like to sit and watch the little ones every time.
Men hunt and women nest, of course.
that's
His man's name is Ichiro Matsuel, from Osaka. So you've heard of that place. And just pretty much said that, yeah, exactly that. Men quickly grab what they're told to buy, so they won't linger at the supermarket. That avoids close contact with others. Women are 51% of the Japanese population. That's about all we got. So, but folks at home, let us know. Are you someone who has shopped with someone and care to sway the data on this? Let us know. twoceesinapod@gmail.com. We did have the we did have a controversial opinion about the mother's wedding dresses, which was a lot of fun, and we would love to hear back.
I'll admit I was wrong on that one.
But we would love to hear back about shopping with people, because who knows? Maybe it's just like when you shop with a partner, like when it's like two people in the thing, it somehow becomes this fucking chore or something, right? Because I can get in and out of the grocery store in 15 minutes.
Easy.
I can walk out
from home to my grocery store and back in 12 minutes. I've done
Oh
it.
yeah, I can walk out of the store with like $85 of groceries in 15 minutes. Like that's it.
Because you know exactly what you're gonna get.
I know what I want.
I sometimes when I'm on the way there, I plan my route. I'm
Oh
like,
my God.
You're gonna hit that bread hard when you come in there. You grab that bread and you're immediately going to your proteins. You're picking that shit up. You're cutting right across so you don't have to cut through anything else. Right over to that cheese, egg. Picking both those up. Grab that 18 pack. Maybe do a quick check in there, but you're not even looking that hard to make sure there's no cracks. You throw that in there, and now you start hitting aisles. 1, 2, 3, 4. You're fucking out of there, and you don't play with that. Waiting in line bullshit. Scan. I know the numbers for apples. 8621. Put them on there. Boom, go on. Have my own bags. Don't even touch my own receipt.
Wow, you've really figured out this whole going to get a grocery shop. Do you think you grocery shop better than Cam? Let us know. Got a headline for me, Cam?
Got a headline for you. Coming out of the same region of Asia, Taiwan launches new baseball season with cardboard fans in stands.
Cardboard fans. This is fantastic. I like me a good cardboard cutout. Friends of the show, or for at least friends of Cameron Osborne, would know that for years I have a Dan Marino cardboard cutout. My favorite football player of all time. He's in like a cool action pose, right? When he's like throwing the football. And I love him. He looks so realistic. He's used around my dad's office now to scare people. Like they'll put him behind a door in a dark room so that when people open it up and turn the light on, there's just this kind of like 6'4" man standing opposite there. Apparently it's pretty terrifying. But would they put them in the stands? I think they would. I mean, one thing you'll notice about sports video games, they hit a plateau. They can only get so smooth. The sweat can only look so realistic. But the crowd work that some of these video games are pulling off are incredible. You'll have players passing things down the aisles. You'll have people getting up and leaving and coming back. You'll have people spilling popcorn. And the spectacle around the sport has to be at least a quarter of the sport. I'm going to say that's a headline.
That's a headline, and they are all David Hasselhoffs. No, I'm
No
kidding.
fucking. Okay, if you had said Taiwanese Baseball League resumes with David Hasselhoff cardboard cutouts, I would have I would have called that.
No, they're cardboard cutouts and mannequins, both those together, and they're all wearing the home team jerseys, and a lot of them are wearing surgical masks too, which I'm like kind of a waste personally, but sure, spread the public awareness. But yeah, like you can see them in batting practice. There's a video watching, and guys are just hitting dingers, and they're just like taking out.
Yeah, that's
people.
what I picture. Yeah, that's what I
just
picture. All
ding,
these
gone ball.
I would love it if
Yeah.
like somebody from the outfield, like a foul ball comes his way and he kind of gets it and tosses it into the crowd as if there's a kid right there. Gives it to a kid in the front row, like a little
love that
cardboard, a little child mannequin with a little baseball glove.
I want to see a ball go through a cardboard person's head.
Yeah, and then but see, I don't want to see that because then they'll just bring back the arguments for putting more nets around the diamond.
Yeah, we don't need any more
We
of
want
that.
less nets. We want this game to be more dangerous. It's so fucking boring. Bring us dangerous baseball.
I watched a great YouTube video of the top like 10 bizarre
Top 10?
baseball parks or something like that, or like something like the most bizarre baseball parks in America, and it was the minor leagues or sorry, it's high school baseball. So there were some really fucked up ones. There's
bet.
ones that had a football field starting at home plate and going all the way down. So like if you're looking at a baseball diamond to left field, it was like 310, to right field say like 321, center field 660. Because it's a football field going. There's no. Where do you play as an outfielder?
How far back do you go?
Yeah,
well, that's a common setup though, right? Because I think
But this is like high school baseball where they're kind of serious.
Yeah, well, I think like the Oakland A's. Don't the Oakland A's play where the Oakland Raiders play? Like it's multi-purpose. I think there's one of the diamonds in Miami is the same.
Well, you remember the Argos used to play where the
where the Blue Jays play at the Sky Dome. I think like the Marlins used to play where the Miami Dolphins play. I'm not too sure.
Yeah,
but
that kind of makes
it is
sense.
crazy to think about.
Yeah, but these ones they were like no, these are multi-purpose fields. They can be used at any time. No conversion.
You're trying to save money, right? The city of Miami only has so much money, so why build one stadium when you can build two?
What are they gonna do when they need to rebuild the Rogers Center?
No. Hopefully we'll be dead by then.
No, it'll probably be in like 5 years. Honestly, it's pretty damn old.
Yeah, but I don't ever heard of like it going down.
But the thing is, they want to renew it, right? It's a shitty arena or a shitty ballpark.
Yeah, it's
And
tough.
and the thing is, it's right downtown.
Yeah, you can't make a nice ballpark in Canada though, right? I think that's also part.
No,
of the
but
issue.
they can make a better one.
Certainly, but if they would, it would have to be like Brampton or Mississauga, or they're buying property in Etobicoke, Markham.
I think what
like
they would do is they'd move their ball team to like a college and be like, you're playing there for the season, or like you're playing Buffalo, and then just get it done, like what the Argos did and TFC did when they had their when they were building or what's that arena called in Toronto where the football team or the soccer team plays?
BMO Field.
Yeah, remember when that was getting built? They played everything in Hamilton.
Yeah, Kim, that's a great suggestion. Let us know at twoceesinapod@gmail.com. Alex Anthopoulos, you're probably up there.
I don't think he's still on the team.
He's not the manager anymore.
No, I don't think he's the manager.
Whoever the manager is, if you know who the manager is, twoceesinapod@gmail.com. You already know who it is.
Let us know. The sports updates at top of the hour.
Top of the hour. It is top of the hour. It's December 14th, apparently.
December 14th, top of the hour. Possible traffic.
Cam, you ready for your next headline?
Yeah.
I got one here for you. Here we go. Humanity is getting uglier. How do we save ourselves from ourselves?
Oh, I mean, it's so clickbaity. I feel like that's one of those things I see at the end of an article right beside this superfood shreds fat 6 pounds a day. Want to know what? And it's a weird picture of like some star fruit, and you're like, I don't know.
And you're like, I still don't want to eat star fruit.
Yeah, you're like, I don't. You're like, I couldn't believe the weight results. But is the human race getting uglier? I don't think so. Personally, we're all getting taller. We're all getting stronger. We're all having better diets. I mean, a lot of us are getting fat, But I mean, that's the weak people in society. Those are the people who, those are the people who aren't just crushing hundreds of push-ups every day, like our prison-style workouts that we're hitting. So, do I think that's a headline? I'm gonna call asinine on that one.
That's asinine.
Yes.
That's how you play the game. No further comment.
No follow-up. No further
No
comment.
follow-up.
I don't know. I just feel like we're just better.
You think people are getting better looking, eh? Shit, I
Yeah,
see
for
so
sure.
many ugly people every single day of my life. I can't leave my house without staring at
Yeah.
a couple fuggos.
Yeah, but I guarantee you're seeing a couple, like the dime pieces that you are seeing, like way hotter than 50 years ago.
It's hard to say. It's hard to say.
Hard to say.
I do think we're getting uglier. 5% of the population is dateable, and that's about it.
Wow. It's a
Yeah,
pretty low number.
yeah, it's harsh. It's harsh, Cam. I'm not even saying that you and I are part of that group. I'm not even saying that.
I wouldn't say that. All right. Hio or no Hio? Man found on payroll after being fired 5 years prior.
Found on payroll after being paid 5 years
After
or
being fired.
5 years prior. This sounds like a classic. Isn't this like a reverse Office Space where
Yeah,
he got
exactly.
fired but he stayed and didn't get paid? But in this case, he got fired, left, and somehow still got paid. I mean, this is a paperwork snafu. Of course, right? What happens when you're given money and you want to look around at somebody like this is a mistake, but who knows? Like 5 years of salary? That's pretty hard to resist. All right, how a clerical error like this goes unnoticed is beyond me. How much money do you have to make to as a company to not catch somebody's whole salary? Right? Or maybe this was at like a Microsoft level. And if that's the case, if you're like, kind of software fucked up and you are Microsoft, like this is very problematic for a lot of reasons. Maybe that person deserves to be paid because they were able to like climb below the radar somehow, right? I'm going to say that's a headline.
Made it up. It's a lie.
It's a lie. Why are you lying so much?
Because I'm trying to win the game.
It's not a win or lose thing though. It's
Fun for
a
the fans at home.
Exactly. That's why we're doing it, because it's fun for the fans at home.
Right. Well, let me hear your last one. Let me see if I can top off my perfect score so far.
Wow, perfect score. Okay, Cam, here we go. Woman trapped in window trying to retrieve poo after Tinder date.
Women trapped in window after trying to retrieve poo after Tinder date. So here's the situation I'm seeing. Yeah, here's the situation I'm seeing. She's second floor. And there's a window in the bathroom that leads to the balcony or something. And she takes she goes out for a real nice dinner, okay? Like, just loosens her up bowel-wise, has a few drinks, maybe a coffee after an espresso, and she gets back to the place, and she's like, mind if I freshen up? And she's like, yeah, go ahead. She gets in there, she's like, I gotta drop a doozy here, and it clogs the toilet. She's like, I don't know what to do. I can't tell this guy that I clogged the toilet. So she scoops him out with her hands and tries to throw it off the balcony, but it hits something and falls. And now she's like, I can't leave this on the balcony. I'm going to have to climb out the window, grab it, throw it off the balcony, then get back inside. And on the way out, she got trapped. Headline.
Cam, that's a headline. You got it. Following what you're saying, two people, went out on a date. Everything was going fine, until she had to take a poop. It's okay. It happens to everybody. She took a poop, and it got stuck. It wasn't able to be flushed or anything. So she comes back out to tell the guy. She's like, hey, man, I'm really sorry. I clogged the shit. And she's like, okay. But because what had happened was that she had taken this poo out with her hands, by the way.
I I knew it.
And it was one of those like double window type situations, right? So she went to go put it out the one window, and it fell between the two. It fell between two windows. This woman though, a student in Bristol, she's an amateur gymnast. She thought to herself, I can climb in head first to the window and scoop it out from there. She could not. She climbed in head first and just pretty much got stuck. After she figured out she couldn't get out, they called fire department. And this guy has a fucking Kickstarter to like raise the money to fix the fucking damages, because I guess it's going to cost like £200 or something like that, plus a fine by the fire department because they had to come out because you were stuck after. Shit.
Why'd they call the fire department for that?
Who else what are you gonna call? Ghostbusters?
My friends be like, can you guys fix this? Like, I got a girl
Hey,
trapped in my window.
I've got a girl trapped in my window. That's a scary conversation. That's a scary phone call to get from a friend. Because you're thinking, do I have to save him? Do I have a body that's going to be in my trunk?
The second question, is she alive?
Is she alive? There's a woman in my. There's a woman.
I think that's a reasonable question.
That's a reasonable second question.
Yeah, is she alive? I think so.
I would be really honored, Cam, if you had a dead woman in your house and called me first. I would. That would really be a really great token of our friendship, there, Cameron.
One time when I tore my knee, I called Connor, and I was like, "Dude, I'm at my jiu-jitsu gym. You gotta come help me. I tore my knee. Like, I gotta go to the hospital." He's like, "What do you want me to do? I don't have a car." And I'm like,
"Oh, he does that." You're like, "Oh shit."
Yeah, and I'm like, I don't know, man. Just, but he's like, I don't know, figure it out. I'm like,
that would be
I
tough
guess you
too.
have a point, but fuck
that would
you.
be tough. That would be tough, Cam, because even if I could, let's say if it was me in that situation, Cam, I'll go to jiu-jitsu and I'll drive your car. I can't drive stick.
Yeah, I'd say you gotta figure it out, big guy.
And is it illegal to drive stick if you don't know how to drive stick?
I mean, you gotta learn how at some point.
I mean, I guess you gotta learn at some point. So even if you you can be a fully G licensed driver. I bought stick for the very first time.
I bought my I had my G2, and I bought my car with a stick, and I didn't know how to drive stick.
Yeah, I guess there's nobody checking.
No, of course not.
There's not even when you're filling out the transfer of ownership, I'm sure at one point it says transmission, automatic or standard, and nobody
the second question, do you know how to drive it?
You're like,
nope, just no.
It doesn't even give you a yes, no, maybe. On a scale from 1 to 10, how confident are you driving a standard? Anything like that would have been helpful.
No, they didn't ask me that on my first on my application.
No, they didn't.
No, but yeah, I mean, I think that's a lot of people's situation. They buy a stick car, they're like, sink or swim. Like, I'll find a way to get it. I just had to get it to work, right? I was like, I gotta go to work on Monday, so my weekend is learn how to drive this thing.
And did you do it?
You
did it.
You learn. You're like, well, it's gonna cost me a lot of gas money, but I'll get it around.
And you're a better person because of it, maybe.
I'm stronger.
Maybe.
Who knows? Anyway, I think that wraps up our pod. I think we had an extra long pod today.
I think that's a great episode of the show. Well, of course,
Fantastic.
We had a caller. The segments are just getting even larger and larger.
The segments are getting deep.
Where, of course, the network has given us this block of time on the radio, but I've been told that you want to listen up for Miss Ophelia the Psychic. Her show comes up after us. I'm just told that you guys want to keep on listening because this is 96.7 delayed radio.
Delayed radio.
And that's all. That is all the time we have. You can rate, review, like, and subscribe because the show's everywhere. Because there's so many of these radio stations now. There's iTunes. There's the Spotify radio station. There's this radio station called Google Play. There's this radio station called YouTube. And we're on all of them. So you're definitely going to want to catch us there. twoceesinapod@gmail.com. Or 2dsinapod@gmail.com. Of course, as we all know, our subs dom. Anything you want to say before we say goodnight to the kids?
Thanks for tuning in, everyone. We'll catch up next week.
Have a great week, guys.
Can doing
Tonight on Two C's in a Pod.
96.7 on your.
Two C's in a pod, 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 because we're two C's in a pod, just like two C's in a pod, two C's in a pod
at gmail.com.